What are the legal implications, first of all, of swearing in a new president when the presidential petition is yet to be fully determined?
So unlike in Kenya, where they have a law that determines that election petition will have to be treated before the swearing in Nigeria, the electoral law does not provide for that. So you have 180 days within which the first case will be determined by the Court of Appeal, and then 60 days in the Supreme Court. So all in all, you're talking about 8 months between when these cases are going to be determined. So because of that unfortunate situation with our law, somebody will have to be sworn in while the case is being determined in the court.
So on what grounds did the Supreme Court dismiss the appeal today?
So the appeal that came to the Supreme Court arose from the trial court and the Court of Appeal, which initially held the view that PDP does not have a local standard to challenge the qualification of Shetima, who is the running mate of Tinubu, because PDP was not a member of the political party. So when you go to the Supreme Court held the same belief. In other words, the Supreme Court sustained the decision of the Court of Appeal that PDP didn't have a local standard. But the law, again, so Section 22 of the Supreme Court Act, gives the Supreme Court power to exercise jurisdiction to determine a case as if they are the court of first instance. But today, the Supreme Court said we could have done that. It's only that the time limit within which that pre-election matter could have been determined had passed. So because of that, we didn't have a jurisdiction to do that.
Now, this is very interesting because what are the options now does Atiku have, given that Tinubu will be sworn in on Monday anyway?
Yeah, the option might just be moral in the sense of what is going to be your posture while the swearing in comes in. In terms of the law, there's nothing else they can do other than to watch that. But that does not obfuscate or takes away the fact that there is a election petition at the Court of Appeal at the moment, which will be determined someday. So for the whole of the period that Tinubu will have to be in that office while this case is being determined, Atiku does not have any legal option other than to wait until that his case is determined by the court.
Now, what challenges await Tinubu when he takes the reins of power as Nigeria's president?
Unfortunately for Tinubu, he's coming at a time when we have multiplicity of problems in the country. You have 77 trillion naira, which the federal government will have to pay in the first 6 months. He has the case of fuel subsidy, which he has to take a position whether to take it away or to leave it. Then he has a diverse, polarized country around both religious and cultural line. And in addition to it now, politically, where a vast majority of the Nigerian people didn't vote for him. All of these are challenges that he's going to be confronted with. So how he approaches that with the hope of uniting the country, it's something that he will have to make up his mind to do that.
Daniel, we're very grateful that you are here on such a very interesting topic and very timely. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Daniel Bwala is a Nigerian legal analyst.